Larry Page? I mean, the name's just so connected with, well, finding anything online today.
Totally synonymous.
Right. So on this deep dive, we want to look beyond just the search bar. We're digging into his story, using a biography, trying to find those foundational pieces that led to his massive success.
Exactly. The mission here is really to get at the core drivers. What actually made Page's approach so impactful for how we all access information now? What were those key elements?
Okay, so let's start at the beginning then. He was born in 73, and apparently he had this deep curiosity right from the start about how things worked, especially tech.
Yeah, the biography points that out. Taking things apart just to see the insides, that kind of thing.
And that early start seems crucial.
Oh, absolutely critical.
Yeah.
Having parents who are both computer scientists, technology wasn't just around, it was probably the main language spoken at home.
So it makes sense that flowed into his studies. A bachelor's in computer engineering from Michigan, then the PhD work at Stanford in computer science.
And Stanford. Well, Stanford is obviously where the other piece of the puzzle comes in.
Right, that's where he meets Sergey Brin.
Right.
And their first project, Backrub.
Yeah, not the most inspiring name, perhaps.
Not really, but the goal was pretty smart. Improve search by looking at how websites actually link to one another.
And that's the fascinating bit, isn't it? It wasn't just about counting words on a page, which was kind of the standard approach then. They were looking at the web structure itself, analyzing those relationships, and that led directly to PageRank.
PageRank. Okay, this feels like a really pivotal moment we need to understand for Google's initial breakthrough.
It absolutely was.
It ranked pages based on the number and the quality or significance of the links pointing to them. So a link from a big respected site meant more, right?
Precisely. It wasn't just about volume, it was about authority. Who's linking to you? Who endorses this page? It was a fundamentally different way to gauge relevance.
A huge shift from just matching text.
A massive shift. It assessed relevance based on the web's own implicit endorsements, and that foundation led them to found Google in '98.
And the name Google, playing on Google, that huge number, really signals their ambition from day one, doesn't it? To organize just unimaginable amounts of information.
It really does. And the growth that followed was just, well, explosive. With Page as the early CEO, Google didn't just stick to search for long.
No, they branched out fast. You think about Gmail, Google Maps, Android. It showed a much bigger vision pretty early on.
Definitely shows his broader strategic thinking. Even when he stepped down as CEO first in 2001, and then later when they formed Alphabet in 2015, he was still deeply involved.
Focused on those bigger picture, long-term, maybe even moonshot ideas.
Exactly, maintaining that innovative edge while letting others manage the core.
So when you look at that whole arc, from the kid taking things apart to this global tech giant, what are the absolute core ingredients you see for his success?
Well, several things really stand out. That early deep exposure to tech through his family, that's foundational.
Can't underestimate that.
No. Then, his rigorous academic background gave him the tools. And crucially, that partnership with Sergey Brin, they brought different complementary skills to the table.
Right, the synergy there was key.
Totally. And you have to mention his focus on the user, that relentless drive for simplicity and just giving people the relevant information they wanted quickly.
And the biography also really hits on his willingness to take big bets, right? To fund ideas that maybe seemed a bit out there.
Yes, that's vital too. That appetite for risk, for real innovation, not just incremental improvements. You need that to make breakthroughs.
His impact is just staggering, really. It changed how billions of us find information, communicate, navigate.
Absolutely. And thinking about his legacy, it's not just the products themselves, it's also about fostering that culture of innovation within Google, which keeps pushing technology forward. He's undeniably a pioneer of this digital age.
So boiling it down, it's a mix of early immersion, solid education, a vital partnership, focusing relentlessly on the user, and having the guts to chase really big ideas.
That sums it up pretty well, which kind of leaves us, and you listening, with a final thought to chew on. Given that we now have this almost unbelievable amount of information instantly available, thanks to things like Google, what are the next big challenges? Not just in accessing information, but in actually making sense of it all? How do we effectively use and understand this ocean of data?